same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 C's.
Good Monday morning. Welcome to Motivate My Morning. I am so excited to be here with my favorite morning team, my cup of coffee and my tea. We are ready. Okay, listen, guys. Ooh, happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to a new week. And we are getting through this year like baby's nobody's business. Okay, we are getting through this year. So it is important that we pay attention to what's going on around us, or yet another year will have passed us by and we'll still be talking about what shoulda, woulda, coulda. Wow. First of all, I want to just say that it was a great weekend this weekend in Orlando, Florida. Met some great connections, had a great time there. Just a beautiful, relaxing, all around great weekend. So shout out to all my peeps out in Orlando, Florida. Also wanted to say that wanted to come to talk to you about something real important this morning. It was heavy on me, and it may seem like we beating a dead horse to death, but I've been getting a lot of phone calls lately, and everybody's story is pretty much the same. Everybody feels like they've fallen into a deep dark hole and can't find their way out. And so this morning's topic is conversations with God. Okay, conversations with God. All right, we don't talk about the type of conversations that we should have with God. And if you excuse me, grew up like me, you may have been taught to pray the wrong way. We are most of the times taught to ask God for things rather than to thank God for things. We oftentimes, when we have problems, instead of going to God and to listen to our intuition, that beautiful voice on the inside that is our connection to God, we go to outside influences who may or may not have our best interests at mind. And sometimes even those who do have our best interests in mind, they don't they don't necessarily have great information to give you all the time. They may not have all the facts. They just may not be educated enough to give you the proper information that you need. But at the end of the day, my bottom line is that when we're going through these tough times where transformation is happening, where the tower has fallen and all the bottom is falling out, that's the time where we have to sit down and really get quiet and have a conversation with God. And that's what I came to talk about this beautiful Monday morning. Is how we can change our lives by tuning into that inner voice that's always that connection to source that will never steer us the wrong way. Now, a lot of you say, "Ooh, I just don't trust myself most of the times," or "Ooh, I can help everybody else, but I can't help myself." And that's the thing we have to stop telling ourselves. We have to stop telling ourselves, "Oh, I can't help myself. I get confused." And yes, we do get confused. But learn the difference between confusion and confirmation. Okay? Learn the difference between confusion and confirmation, because God is not the author of confusion. So where there's confusion, there's devil energy, there's obsessive thinking, there's worry, there's doubt, there's lack, there's looking back. And you need to step away from that energy and go to whatever the opposite side is of that energy. The side that you're fearing, the side that you're doubting. Oh, I want to do it, but I'm not sure. I think I should, but I'm not sure. Okay, so you got to get to that point where you learn the difference between confusion and confirmation. Because confirmation is when you get those knocks on the door that you cannot deny. Like you can just say to yourself, "You know what? I really think that I should start studying psychology." Next thing you know, the next person you talk to starts telling you about how you can get into a school at no cost. The next thing you know, you find it's just information just starts coming out of nowhere, if that is what you're supposed to do, because those things are called confirmation. You will start to get little nudges. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, you'll get the idea or the notion in your head to look up a certain course, a certain person, a certain line of study, whatever it is. Follow that intuition and believe in the confirmations and get out of the confusion. We love to walk in the confusion, and it's because it's familiar. No matter how toxic it may be, no matter how it's the wrong turn every time, it never fails that it is the wrong turn. We still choose to take it because it is familiar. Instead of choosing to listen to our higher selves, our higher power, that inner voice, that gut feeling that tells you, no, I know that GPS might be telling you to go right, but right now I'm telling you to go left. It may not be on your route that GPS has you on, but it's on the routes I have you on. So if you want those out of nowhere miracles and those out of nowhere things to happen to you, you got to start trusting in your own self, trusting in your own advice, trusting in your own wisdom. And I know it's hard to do. I myself struggle with that awful lots. I am also a person who has to check myself in that arena. So I get it, but we have to learn how to trust that intuition, because when we don't, it gets us in trouble every time. Now, the second half of my message this morning is teaching us how to have conversations with God, what to say, when to say it, and what that should look like and feel like. First of all, your conversations with God don't have to look, say, or feel any type of way. They are just that, your conversations with your source. However you view, communicate, or see this as your higher source is your personal business. All I'm saying to you is that we have to start communicating and learning how to communicate. Know when you're being spoken to by your higher source. Know when there's warnings coming from your higher source. And there's no right or wrong way to do this, but you must do it. You must learn how to look out for that voice, that little nudge that says, no, 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 no. Don't trust that person. Or no, 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 no. I don't care how tempting that looks. Don't touch that. Please don't eat off that tree. And we do it anyway because, again, we curious, and we are creatures of familiarity. But we also so curious. We want to know why we can't have that particular one. So what? We can have thousands of others. If it's just one we can't have, we want to know why. And we just want to try it out to see what it is all the fuss is about, instead of just taking heed to the message and saying, don't touch it. Don't worry about why. Just don't touch it. And that's the thing we have to start to do in our life. Pay attention to those nudges that says, no, don't move into that neighborhood. And you think, no, that's that house that I need. If I move into that house, I'll be balling. Everybody will be looking at me and thinking I got it going on. I need this house. But the spirit is telling you not to move into that house. You move into that house, and then somebody breaks into your house and something terrible happens to somebody in your family. Then you now understand why you were told not to move into that house. Everything that's glitter ain't gold. And sometimes temptation is what's used to get us to make the biggest mistakes of our lives. Things will look juicy on the outside. Oh my God, beautiful. When we used to do a lot of morning messages doing our 90-day self-love, self-transformation challenge, we used to talk about the Marilyn Monroe versus Marilyn Manson syndrome. How you can get people who look like Marilyn Monroe on the outside, but when you peel back the layers and get to see who they really are, is Marilyn Manson. Somebody evil, dark, and extremely ugly. But on the outside, beautiful, shapely, gorgeous, sought after by everyone. But don't be fooled by the outer layers. Do not be fooled by the outer layers, babies. Understand that you must learn to peel back the layers before you decide to move into certain situations, with certain jobs, certain relationships, whatever it is, certain neighborhoods, certain whatever it is. When you feel that nudge that says no, don't question it. Everything about God is not worrying about the whys, but worrying about the hows, but worrying about the whys. You don't worry about how. You just worry about why. If God said so, that's why. Don't do it. Trust that he knows more than we know. Trust that your angels have been set before you to protect you, but you got to help them to protect you. So if they tell you not to do something, you must trust and not do it. Now, at the end of the day, we all have those times where we, again, want to reach out to our friends and our colleagues and all. We want to talk about it because we love running our damn mouth about everything. We want to talk about it. We need to go tell somebody about it. We got to wake our friends up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to talk about it. We want to call up everybody that'll listen to talk about it. How many times have you ever stopped to say, you know what? Let me turn off the lights and go have a conversation with God. Let me go have a conversation with God. Let's me and God talk about our business. This is me and God's business. So why don't we sit down and talk about it? And that's the one person you ain't got to worry about judging you or telling your business or trying to stop you from doing it, because he created you, loves you unconditionally, and wants to see you win at all costs. So at the end of the day, let's start having more conversations with God and less conversations with these people on earth. Because we don't know who these days, who the hell we dealing with. We don't know who is who these days. People are dressed up on the outside pretending to be one person and somebody totally different on the other side. And I'm telling you, that's on the real. So stop telling your business to these people and start having conversations with God. Someone you know you can trust. Someone you know you can lean on. Someone you know that will never forsake you nor betray you, nor piss on your dreams because of jealousy, envy, competition, or anything of the sort. More conversations with God. And when we pray, one thing I learned about praying is that you don't go to God in the asking mode. You go to God in the thanking mode. Because he's already told us, asking you shall receive. And if you believe that, then you don't go begging, you go ask, you go thanking. It's like we finished off Friday's message with the PBR. Pray, believe, receive. Pray, believe, receive. So when we go into our prayer, instead of saying, oh God, please, can I please have this? Can I please just have the love of my life, Father God? May I please win the lottery, God? May I please get a new Cadillac, God? May I please get that new job, God? May I please get that promotion? May I please get that new purse? Whatever it is that you go asking for, you don't go asking, you go thanking. My Holy Spirit, I come to you today and I thank you for all the blessings, all the miracles, all the mighty things you have coming into my life. I thank you. I thank you for my protection. I thank you. That's what we do in prayer. We thank and not ask. When we have conversations with God, just remember you talk to him in a way that you feel is most appropriate for you. But when I go, I have conversations just like I'm talking to y'all. I'll be like, hey, listen here, Daddy. I got some things going on down here that we need to talk about. I'm not understanding a few things. And if you could just sit down with me for just a second and give me a moment, I would really love it. Alone in the room, just me and you. Okay? I love that Yolanda Adams song. Okay? I'm all tired out, God, and I don't know what to do. All right? So sometimes that's how you go and talk to him. Don't be putting him in this position of some great nanu in the air that you have to talk this foreign biblical language to. Get down on your knees and talk to God like you do your friends when you need to break down. Let him feel you. Let him know what your needs and your desires are. But stop talking to the people around you and start talking more to God. Start having more conversations with God and learn how to listen to God. Learn how to feel when it's him and when it's your confusion. And remember that he is not the author of confusion. It's the easiest way to determine which way to go. Wherever there's confusion, you know that's not the right direction to go. If the situation is causing you confusion, it is not a situation for you. Because when God brings his blessings into your life, they flow. You are excited. You are joyful. You know that this is for you. There's no way are you confused about it. Because you know from which it comes. And so you also know when the bad stuff comes, it's not good for you because your intuition tells you. It's just that we don't trust our intuition. We don't listen to the nudges and the red flags and the gut feelings. We ignore all those things and we make excuses because it's pretty. It's cute, God. I love it. I must have him. I must have her. She fine. He's beautiful. He's rich. She got a BBL and she's sexy. All the men will look at me and think I'm the shit when I walk down the street with her because she look good and I'll have that, respect from everybody. But when we get home, I don't have no love. I don't have nothing. Empty spaces. Oh, I want him because he got money. But yes, when we get home, he treats me like shit and beats me. But that's okay. I get to walk down the street and look good and carry Louis Vuitton purses and make everybody think I got it going on. We got to check ourselves. Oh, I want the Mercedes, God, but I know I only have Toyota money. But I'm gonna get the Mercedes because it'll make me look good. It'll make my friends think I got it going on. It'll make them respect me. It'll make them like me. You cannot buy respect or likes, baby, because when you drive that Toyota, just like it's a Mercedes, that's what brings respect. When you get in there, when they get in your Toyota, you make them put some respect on your Camry. Okay, you don't just let them get in there and treat your Camry like any Camry. This just ain't no ordinary Camry, goddamn. This is my Camry. And when you get in here, you're going to treat this like a Bentley. That's how you get respect. I wouldn't care if your Camry was a 1975 Camry. It's the respect you make people put on your car, your name, that comes in. It ain't got nothing to do with what you drive, what you wearing, the purse you carrying. None of that matters. None of that matters. So at the end of the day, all I'm saying is let's start having more conversations with God and less conversations with ourselves and with other people. Because when we talk to ourselves, boy, it gets confusing. We start talking all kind of crazy stuff. Now we so damn confused, we don't know what to do. He's running all over the place. We'll talk to anybody, the person at the gas station, person that you stop on the damn stoplight next to somebody. Hey, ma'am, you roll down your damn window. Hey, ma'am, you got a minute? I got a problem. I need your opinion. Really? Let's stop it already. And let's just start having conversations with the person that can solve our problems. And how you listen is through meditation. Prayers when we speak. Meditation is when we listen. So after you pray, meditate. And give God an opportunity to speak to you. Give him the opportunity to come into your thoughts, to come into your ideas, to come into your creativity, to speak to you through friends, through songs, through books, through commercials, through signs, through billboards, through people's license plates and tags that you run into that day. He speaks to us in many ways, but we have to learn to listen to him. He does not speak to us the way I speak to you. But he does speak to us through signs and synchronicities. But it's up to us. Are we listening? Or are we in confusion? And that's this message this morning, babies, is less conversations with others, more conversations with God. Learning how to have proper conversations and learning how to properly listen. Prayer is when you talk and explain what it is you need or thank him for what's coming. And then meditation is when we stop and we listen. And as we stop and we listen, we visualize all the things that we want. We do not concentrate on the negativity that may be surrounding us. We do not concentrate on all the bad things that could have the worst case scenarios. We do not concentrate on those things because those things will cancel out that beautiful positive energy that we need to help manifest the things that are coming our way. Staying positive is probably one of the most difficult things in life when you're in a tower because you really do have something to be upset about. You really do. You're not a victim. When you're in the midst of a tower, you are not a victim because you really do have things going on around you that really do upset you. So you have every right to react to these things, but yet at the same time, you're being told, oh, in the tower, you must stay positive to come out of it. And that's probably one of the worst things in the world. You can tell somebody that's hurting, oh, you can't hurt. You can't feel this because that's negative. And if you do that, it's going to keep you in there. Who wants to stay in that? But hell, who wants to not be able to release it? So my thing is that I always say never suppress to the point where it's not a releasing point because then it'll become a boiling point. Always release it. Let it go. Don't spend days in and days out. Don't go for hours and hours and make it turn into champagne towers and lobsters and shrimp towers. Don't do that. Because dwelling on it is dangerous. But do take the time to grieve. Do allow yourself the time to grieve because suppressing grieving is never good. It's never good. So do allow yourself time to do that. All right, guys. This is your message this morning. Y'all know I love you to death. It is Monday morning. I want you to get out there and just really make it a pact to say, you know what? I'm going to live my life better. I'm going to get myself together. I'm going to do this and I am going to live my best life ever. Every day I'm going to find a way to celebrate my life, to celebrate that I'm still alive, to celebrate that I wasn't one of the millions of people who lost their lives to COVID, to celebrate that I'm still here for my children, to celebrate me on Mother's Day, to celebrate the fact that I'm breathing, I'm walking, I'm talking. That's enough to celebrate right there. All right, guys, it's your T's coach. What do we do? T, transform, elevate, and self-evaluate the pain away. I love you, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. I'll see you right back here on Tuesday morning. All right, guys. Bye-bye.